Hello there friends, welcome back to iHeart Recipes. In this video I will be sharing my recipe for a frugal mommy meatloaf. You all know I'm frugal, so let's get into my frugal recipe. So I'm going to start off with 2 pounds of ground beef. Now unlike most meatloaf recipes, I am using more than one filler. And as you see, I'm just making sure all my ground beef in the background is totally defrosted, so that's what I'm doing with my hands there. Now I'm going to add in some veggies that I chopped up earlier, and it is only some bell pepper, some tomatoes, and some onion. So I kept the vegetables really simple, but if you have some vegetables around the house that you want to get rid of, you can definitely dice it up, slice it up, and add it to the bowl. That's what being frugal is all about, using what you have to create something marvelous. Now I have some cheese here that I am adding to my meatloaf. I like a cheesy meatloaf, and so does my son and my husband. And if you're going to use a cheese, you do not have to, but if you're going to, make sure it's a cheese that melts well. So I'm using a mild cheddar cheese. Now I'm going to use my hands to incorporate those ingredients throughout the bowl. A lot of people don't feel comfortable doing this with their bare hands, but hey, it's what I do. So you can use a kitchen utensil if you're not comfortable doing that. Now I'm going to add my first filler. That looks very familiar, right? Regular white rice. A lot of people don't know, but regular white rice works perfect as a filler in meatloaf. I'm also going to add in some quick oats. I know it sounds like a weird combination, but trust me, this stuff is good. Okay, so now I am adding 2 eggs. You can use medium eggs, you can use large eggs, it really doesn't matter. Just make sure you have 2 eggs. We're using the whole egg. Do not just use the yolk, do not just use the white, use the whole egg. We are also adding 1/3 cup of milk. A lot of people ask, why do I use eggs and milk in my meatloaf? It is to help the fillers and the meats and all the other ingredients stick and hold together while cooking. So now let's add our spices. I'm adding in some regular seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and black pepper. I'm keeping it simple. This is the frugal recipe. I'm a frugal mom. I don't need anything fancy. We're making meatloaf, and trust me, those seasonings go a long way. So you don't have to add any other seasonings. So again, I'm going to use my hands to incorporate those ingredients. Let's move to our next step. I am going to use a pan here that is a loaf pan, and I am just going to stuff my meats in there. Now I'm not going to bake the meatloaf in here. I'm simply using this to mold my meatloaf. Of course I could use a different method to mold the meatloaf, just using my hands, but this is so much easier, so why not? So once I have all that meat in there, I'm just going to dump that pan over my baking dish that I'm going to use, and then I am going to grab some ketchup. You can use salsa if you don't have ketchup on hand, and I'm going to actually slather that on my surface. You can also skip out on the ketchup and the salsa if you don't have it. So I'm going to use my spatula there. Sometimes I just use my hands. You all know I'm a hands-on type of girl, so right now I'm just using spatula to please you guys. So now I'm going to go ahead and cover my meatloaf, and my oven is on 375. It is going to go in the oven and bake for 35 minutes, and when it is done, this is my finished look. Nice meatloaf, very inexpensive to make, and it is family friendly all the way around. My son loves this stuff. So I'm just going to dish it out, and on this night I just made some mashed potatoes, another frugal dish there, and I also had a side salad as well, and that's it. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you haven't already. And also, if you're watching this on your mobile device, don't forget to log on your desktop so you can subscribe from there. See you all soon. Bye.